Good morning and welcome to the members of the media and other distinguished guests. We're here today to announce our Scared Safe campaign that we will be beginning tomorrow on Thursday and going through Halloween, Monday the 31st. There are several reasons that we're here today to announce this campaign. Number one, we've seen a drastic increase in Sumner County this year already. As of this morning, we have 10 more fatalities than we had last year, which is double. That is concerning to all of these agencies. Not only that, but we're approaching a drastic a holiday to where we know that a large number of people will choose to use and abuse alcohol. A lot of our young people will be on the roadways. There will be more people out, and we want to encourage them to make great decisions. In the past, over several years of data, we've seen that about 43% of all the fatalities during Halloween are alcohol related. When I spoke with Captain Matt Perry of the Nashville Highway Patrol District, he and his troops were already making plans to do extra enforcement over this weekend here in Sumner County. And I knew that law enforcement in Sumner County would want to be a part of that, and I knew that when we mentioned this, that they would be on board as well. As I contacted each of them, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, the Gallatin Police Department, Westmoreland Police Department, Portland Police Department, White House Police, Millersville Police Department, Goodlettsville, Hendersonville, and Vol State, all of them had the same message. Here's what they had to say. When it comes to the safety of the citizens in Sumner County, count me in. All of them wanted to be a part of what we were going to do over this weekend through Monday. I'm so appreciative of all those agencies and those that stand behind me today that care so much. The deputies, the officers, the highway patrol, who will take drastic measures over this holiday weekend to make Operation Scared Safe a success. Law enforcement in Sumner County cares about its citizens and intends to take extra measures to see to it that all of its citizens travel safely. Not only is it a dangerous day for travelers, but it's a dangerous day for pedestrians. According to a 25-year study done by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Halloween is the third most dangerous day of the year for pedestrian fatalities. We talk of law enforcement and their commitment to making sure that you obey traffic laws, that you drive sober, that you drive with due care for others. What we need in Sumner County is not only for law enforcement to say, count us in, but we need for the citizens of Sumner County to say, count me in when it comes to wearing my seatbelt. Count me in when it comes to obeying the laws when it pertains to speed. Count me in when it comes to keeping my eyes on the road and my hands on the wheel. Count me in when it comes time to have a designated driver and refuse to drive intoxicated. That's what we need today. That's why we come here with this press event, not just for law enforcement to say they want to be a part, but in order that the citizens also say that we will be a part as well. Even though Halloween is on a Monday, there will be higher traffic on Monday. There will be a higher number of pedestrians. And what we're asking is that we make our little ones visible, that we keep our eyes on them, that we keep them in places that are safe, and that we are very careful as we go down the roads, bearing in mind that they're there. And sometimes at doing our best, they can somehow get away from us. The choice to drive while impaired could turn out to be a grave mistake. Not only does it cost us a lot of money, it costs time in jail, and it takes away time from police departments and sheriff's departments that they could be spending trying to make other places safe as well. Those who stand with me today are determined to protect the highways from those who not only choose to drive impaired, but those who drive with willful disregard for others on our highways. The scariest thing this weekend It's not a horror film. It's not a mask. It's not a trick-or-treat. The scariest thing is when people refuse to be responsible with choices that affect other people on our roadways. It's good to have a great representation of law enforcement standing behind me today. One of those is our law enforcement administrator with the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, Richard Hope. We'll ask him to come to the podium at this time.
Thank you, Tony. And on behalf of our Commissioner of Homeland Security, Commissioner Perkey, and our newly appointed Director, Vic Donahoe, who will take office on Tuesday, we want to thank all the agencies that have agreed to participate in this very important program and to save lives in Sumner County. Particularly, we want to thank Vol State Community College for allowing us and hosting this press event, and their chief, Chief Rogan, thank you very much for hosting us. And this is very important. It's what we're doing, this undertaking. Anytime we see a spike in fatalities that we've seen here, our LELs kind of begin to address that and get the agencies together and say, hey, look, what can we do to reduce this? And we need the community's help in doing this. It's important that you're aware of the problem that we're having here in Sumner County and that you're going to work with us to reduce the fatal crashes here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard. The idea of Operation Scared Safe originally came from Captain Matt Perry, who, though he's not with us today, is very instrumental in organizing a lot of things that is going on here today. We appreciate that. We appreciate Tennessee Highway Patrol. All they do and all the partnership that they have with us is astronomical. We appreciate the job they do, and representing them here today is Lieutenant Bill Miller, Tennessee Highway Patrol.
First, let me say thank you to all of our law enforcement partners that are here with us today. What we're asking is a very personal request. We all have families. We all have those that we love that we want to get back home safe and sound from the highway. Today, as I'm standing here in Sumner County, there are 10 additional fatalities for year 2016 compared to 2015. If we were talking about homicides, if we were talking about person-on-person crime, the community would be in an outrage. But we're not. We're talking about deaths that are the result of a motor vehicle incident. And no one is beating down City Hall or the governor's steps demanding safer highways. This is an outrage. 10 fatalities increased in 1 year. The best law enforcement efforts that we can put on the road, the best engineering that the Tennessee Department of Transportation can build or in place for our highways, and the best education that we can give you is only going to work if we get community buy-in. We absolutely request, and I use the word demand, your assistance in making Tennessee safe. Drivers must exercise due care. It's just comes down to what the driver, what he or she is doing in their vehicle that places everyone else on the highway at risk. As our children are out trick-or-treating this weekend, or this Monday for October 31st, this Halloween, please be responsible with them. Put reflective gear on your child, on your little ghost or goblin. Please give them a flashlight. Give them something that will help them to protect themselves while they're trick-or-treating in the neighborhoods. If you do not have a trick-or-treater, please be mindful that there will be young people crossing the road, and they're going to be excited, and they may not be always looking for oncoming traffic. Please be the responsible driver. Please watch for those children on the roads and streets as they're trick-or-treating. 10 fatalities increased from 2015. We need your help to make this county and the rest of Tennessee a safer place. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Miller. And as I told you before, once I contacted all these agencies, because somebody from one of these agencies doesn't speak today doesn't mean that they're not saying count me in. As you can see behind us, and some that have came on up, There's not one agency that said, I can't do that. There's not one agency that said, I'm not interested. They're all interested in what we're doing here today. And one of those agencies that we always are able to depend on, that is always 100% in on what is going on when it comes to traffic safety, is the Gallatin Police Department. And today we're pleased to have Chief Don Bandy here representing the Gallatin Police Department. Chief.
Again, I want to speak about the relationship with all these law enforcement agencies in our county and across the state, the Highway Patrol and the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. We continue to pull together and to work as one, not only to write tickets, that's not our goal, it's to deter crime and to deter fatalities. Like Lieutenant Miller said, that's just unacceptable. And especially with this holiday weekend coming on, with small children, the most precious of cargo that's going to be out there, we have to do our diligence, not only as law enforcement, but as a community. I beg you and I ask you to please do your best to be as safe as possible, be attentive, be proactive, be defensive in your driving. Again, look out for others and make sure that again, everybody gets home safely. As Tony said, it was a no-brainer when they called us that we'll do whatever we can possible to make these streets safe in our city and otherwise also in the county and across the state. But again, it's a pleasure again to work with the Tennessee Highway Safety Office and each one of these law enforcement agencies that are represented here today. I know with the sheriff and the chiefs that in their heart they want to protect the citizens, and that's our number one goal is our service to the community. But as Lieutenant said, we can't do it by ourselves. There's just not enough of us. So I beg you, will you please do your best as community members and citizens to do your diligence to make sure everybody's safe. Again, thank you again for having me and count us in as far as the Gallatin Police Department goes.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you so much, Chief. Operation Scared Safe has a purpose and it has a goal. Our purpose is to patrol our roadways for drivers who place others in danger and who could be a danger to our precious little pedestrians during Halloween. Our goal, first and foremost, is to save lives and to prevent injury accidents. We're asking you to join us. Count us in. We're asking the public to say that as well. Count us in. That's the only way we'll do it. No matter how many officers we put on the road, it's not about how many tickets we write. If we don't have the public, and if we don't have their buy-in, and if we don't have their concern. For law enforcement and anyone else, we are starting a Count Me In campaign, hashtag Count Me In. Ariel, raise your hand. We'll be sending those pictures and videos to her. Her number is here. I will leave it on the podium at 615-767-3242. If you'll send those videos and pictures to her, she'll post them on our website. As we all know, social media is one of the greatest tools we have to get our message out today, and we intend to utilize that. Thank you for being here today. Thank you to all these agencies. And what I would like to do here as we close is just to have all of you standing back there to come on up here. Let's get a group picture today of all of those who are here today to say count us in. Thank you.